This week we begin Parashat Vayikra, Chumash Vayikra, the third book of the Torah, the book of Leviticus, as well as there is a second Torah reading, special reading, Parashat Zachor, the Maftir, the Haftorah, which is about remembering the war that Amalek the nation of Amalek has attacked the Jewish people on the way out of Egypt immediately after the Exodus, soon after the Exodus, and the Torah tells us not to forget. It's always read the Shabbos before Purim. Purim is next Wednesday night and Thursday, which Haman was from the descendants of Amalek. Was a great-grandchild from the descendants of Amalek. So it's read in the Shabbos before. Obviously, in a few minutes, we cannot elaborate on the connection and so on and so forth. But let me emphasize, if I may, and share a point from the Haftorah of this week that deals also with a story that took place between the times of the Exodus with Amalek and Purim, which was with another war, with Agag, Melech Amalek. This was in the times of the first Jewish king, Shaul HaMelech, King Shaul. And the story around the kingdom of Shaul being taken away from him, and as the prophet Shmuel Hanavi, Shmuel the prophet has told Shaul that the kingdom was taken away from him and given in turn to David, King David, and the story continues and history continues, Moshiach ben David. And to the extent that our sages tell us that the nation of Amalek and the name of Amalek will not be erased completely until Moshiach will come. When the nation of Amalek will be erased, that's when Moshiach will come. When Moshiach will come, it will be the end of Amalek. What is this about? So again, to be very brief and something practical, and in times of war that the world is unfortunately now being involved with and preoccupied with, there must be a lesson in how we should behave. And one of the lessons that I want to emphasize from the Haftorah of today is what happened to King Shaul, and why did he lose the kingdom, and why was it given over to King David? And that was because King Shaul has lost his focus and did not do what he was supposed to do, but got distracted by doing what his heart tells him to do, and did not follow the orders and the commandments from Hashem through Shmuel Hanavi, through Shmuel the prophet. And as a result, Shmuel told King Shaul, Haleim koten ato beinecho reshifte Yisrael ato. You might hold yourself as someone small and insignificant in making a change in the world, but you are ahead of the tribes of Israel, and Hashem has appointed you as a king. So as a result, Lama leshamaito bekel Hashem, why didn't you listen to the voice of Hashem? And in the Haftorah it continues, Hachefetz la Hashem be'eles uzvachim, does Hashem want animal sacrifices? Or Shmeya mizevech tev, listening to the voice of Hashem is more than a good sacrifice. And as a result, the kingdom was taken away from him. What does it teach me? What that teaches me is the following. I could be glued to the news, the TV, or the smartphone and find out all the news and every single detail that is taking place, unfortunately, in the Ukraine. And it's terrible, and we need to know. At the same time, we cannot lose sight of what our role is. Each one of us is a leader. Each one of us needs to make a change in the world. And when we are encountered with negativity in the world, with wars, with killing of people, with innocent people being killed and so on, and beyond killing, suffering at many, many levels, then we need to remember that what Hashem wants from us in this always and in this time, in this kind of times, Shmeya mizevach tev. Each one of us is a leader. We are each a role model to our children, to our neighbors, to ourselves, and we need to preoccupy ourselves with something positive, with doing another mitzvah, caring for another individual, more tzedakah, with joy and happiness, with positivity. And this reminds me of the story of Purim, where when Mordechai was encountered by the decree of Haman of the Holocaust at the time, murdering, getting rid of the Jewish people, God forbid, and he met little children going out of school, and he asked them, what did you learn today? And the three of them, each one with their own verse, told him, what we learned today is not to have fear, but to rely on Hashem, and that Hashem has sustained us and will keep us going until the good days, which are right upon us. When Mordechai heard it, Somach Simcha Gdelo, he got very happy. My friends, around Purim and this Shabbos, let's remember history and let's do what Hashem wants us to do. Yes, knowing what is happening in the world around us, at the same time doing what we're supposed to do, not getting depressed and listening to the news, but doing acts of goodness and kindness, bringing the message of Purim and the joy of Purim to everyone around us, relying on Hashem, Utzu Eitzo Vesufo V'lo Yakum Ki Imanu Kel. Whatever is around us is not going to materialize because Hashem is with us. Our best wishes to each and everyone in the world and in our community for a good, healthy, safe, and happy Shabbos and Purim. Thank you very much.